Did you know there's a sport where people iron clothes on mountaintops, underwater, or while skydiving? It's called extreme ironing, and it's the ultimate mix of adrenaline and domestic chores. Only in the US could a pastime this strange thrive. And trust me, the rest of this list gets even weirder. 1. Pillow Fight Championships. What started as a childhood pastime has turned into a full-fledged sport. Competitors swing oversized pillows in a ring, aiming to outlast their opponents with style and flair. 2. Cheese rolling. What could be more American than borrowing a quirky British tradition and making it your own? In cheese rolling, competitors chase a massive wheel of cheese down a steep hill. The prize? The cheese itself, and the pride of tumbling like a champion. 3. Quidditch. Muggles, rejoice. Inspired by Harry Potter, this high-energy sport has taken over college campuses across the US. Players sprint around on broomsticks, scoring points and dodging bludgers. The golden snitch? It's a person with a ball attached to their waist, running as fast as they can. 4. Lawnmower racing. Think of this as NASCAR for the backyard. Competitors race modified lawnmowers at surprisingly high speeds, zooming through dirt tracks and hairpin turns. Who knew cutting grass could lead to glory? 5. Pumpkin regattas. Every fall, giant pumpkins become makeshift boats in this whimsical sport. Participants hollow them out, climb in, and paddle across lakes. It's half racing, half trying not to sink, and entirely hilarious to watch. 6. Toe wrestling. Toe-to-toe combat, literally. In this oddball sport, players lock toes and try to pin their opponent's foot to the ground. It's awkward, a little gross, but surprisingly competitive. 7. Redneck games. From mud belly flopping to toilet seat horseshoes, this festival celebrates rural creativity and good-natured humor. The goal? To have fun, get dirty, and not take life too seriously. 8. Chicken chasing. In rural competitions, participants try to catch and hold onto a chicken for as long as possible. It's a hilarious, high-energy event with lots of squawking. 9. Dog surfing competitions. Why should humans have all the fun? In this adorable sport, dogs hit the waves, riding surfboards alongside their owners. It's all about balance, skill, and wagging tails. 10th. Shin kicking. This one's as painful as it sounds. Two competitors face off, aiming to kick each other's shins until one gives up. It's brutal, but at least they wear padded socks. And that's just the start. Let's keep the momentum going. You won't believe what's next. 11th. Worm charming. Here's one for the books. Using vibrations, music, or even stomping to lure worms out of the ground. It's oddly mesmerizing and surprisingly competitive. 12. Unicycle football. Why play football on 2 feet when you can do it on 1 wheel? Players on unicycles tackle, pass, and score touchdowns in this hilariously chaotic sport. 13. Competitive cornhole. What started as a backyard game has grown into a professional league. Throwing beanbags into a hole might sound simple, but at the pro level, it's all about precision and cash prizes. 14. Underwater hockey. Also known as octopush, this sport involves players pushing a puck along the bottom of a swimming pool using short sticks. It's fast-paced, strategic, and surprisingly exhausting, considering you're constantly holding your breath. 15. Snowball fighting championships. Think of the classic snowball fight, but make it official. Teams compete in organized snowball battles, complete with referees, rules, and sometimes even snowball launching devices. Winter fun with a competitive twist. 16. Ostrich racing. Move over, horse racing. Ostriches are here. Riders sit atop these large birds, which can reach speeds of up to 40 miles per hour. It's equal parts thrilling and absurd, as the unpredictable ostriches often go rogue. 17. Rock, paper, scissors tournaments. This isn't just a game to settle disputes, it's a competitive sport. With cash prizes and intense psychological tactics, rock, paper, scissors championships turn this simple game into high-stakes drama. 18. Bubble soccer. Take regular soccer, add giant inflatable bubbles around the players, and you've got bubble soccer. It's a hilarious mix of sports and bumper cars, with players bouncing off each other while trying to score goals. 19. Air Guitar Championships. Who needs a real guitar when you've got an amazing imagination? Competitors perform elaborate routines pretending to shred on invisible guitars. It's all about stage presence, energy, and pure commitment to the act. 20. Firefighter Combat Challenges. Firefighters compete in obstacle courses that simulate real-life rescue scenarios, from dragging hoses to carrying victims. It's a show of skill, strength, and teamwork, and it's as inspiring as it is entertaining. 21st, Haggis Hurling. Yes, this is a real thing. Participants throw a haggis, a traditional Scottish dish, as far as they can, aiming for both distance and technique. It's messy, bizarre, and undeniably fun. 22. Extreme Pogo. Think pogo sticks are for kids? Think again. In this extreme sport, athletes perform flips, spins, and jumps, sometimes reaching heights of 10 feet or more. It's like a circus act, but with pogo sticks. 23rd, Wife Carrying Competitions. In this odd sport, men carry their partners through obstacle courses, navigating mud pits, water hazards, and more. The prize? The wife's weight in beer, a quirky reward for a quirky event. 24. Frog Jumping Contests. Inspired by Mark Twain's The Celebrated Jumping Frog of Calaveras County, this competition challenges participants to see whose frog can leap the farthest. It's quirky, wholesome, and surprisingly competitive. 25th, Human-Powered Plane Racing. In this niche event, competitors pilot planes powered solely by their pedaling. These lightweight contraptions look like they belong in a sci-fi movie, and watching them take flight or crash is mesmerizing. 26. Extreme Unicycling. Unicycling isn't just for circuses anymore. This extreme version involves stunts, jumps, and even riding off-road trails. It's proof that you can take any skill and make it adventurous. 27th, Medieval Armored Combat. Ever wanted to be a knight? In this full-contact sport, competitors wear authentic medieval armor and wield swords, maces, and axes. It's brutal, intense, and looks like something out of Game of Thrones. 28th, Chess Boxing. This sport combines brains and brawn, alternating rounds of chess with boxing. Competitors need both strategic thinking and physical endurance to win. It's as weird as it is fascinating. 29. Couch Racing. What happens when you strap wheels to a couch? Couch racing, of course. Teams race their rolling sofas down streets, often in costume. It's as silly and fun as it sounds. 30. Roller derby. This fast-paced, high-energy sport involves teams of skaters racing and blocking each other on an oval track. It's known for its theatricality, with players adopting colorful personas and outfits. 31st. Axe-throwing competitions. Once a lumberjack pastime, axe-throwing has grown into a popular competitive sport. Participants hurl axes at wooden targets, aiming for the bullseye. It's surprisingly therapeutic, unless you're the target. 32. Bed racing. Teams race decorated beds on wheels through obstacle courses. It's a mix of creativity and speed, with the added challenge of keeping the rider on board while sprinting to the finish line. 33. Extreme rock skipping. This isn't just a casual lakeside activity. Professional rock skippers aim for maximum skips and distance, often using specially selected stones for optimal performance. The current record? A jaw-dropping 88 skips. 34. Giant water balloon fights. Picture thousands of people armed with colorful water balloons in an all-out battle. Some events even set world records for the largest water balloon fights. It's chaotic, refreshing, and pure fun. 35. Hot dog eating contests. A 4th of July tradition, these contests pit competitors against one another to see who can devour the most hot dogs in a set time. It's a bizarre mix of speed, strategy, and sheer stomach capacity. 36. Sumo suit wrestling. Participants wear giant inflatable sumo suits and try to knock each other over. It's hilarious, full of clumsy moments, and surprisingly competitive. 37. Snowmobile drag racing. High-speed snowmobiles compete on icy tracks, reaching insane speeds in head-to-head sprints. It's noisy, thrilling, and the perfect adrenaline rush for winter enthusiasts. 38. Pillow fighting championships. Remember those playful pillow fights as a kid? Now imagine them as a full-blown competition with padded gloves and professional referees. It's part nostalgia, part athleticism, and all ridiculous fun. 39. Competitive dog dancing. In this sport, owners choreograph routines with their dogs, performing to music in front of judges. The coordination, creativity, and bond between dog and owner are truly heartwarming. 40. Zorbing races. Participants climb inside giant inflatable spheres and roll down hills or across courses. It's a mix of racing and controlled chaos, with plenty of bouncing and laughter along the way. 41. Hula hoop competitions. It's not just a playground activity anymore. Hula hoopers show off incredible tricks, endurance, and creativity in competitions that blend dance, acrobatics, and skill. 42. Cow chip throwing. Yes, this involves exactly what you're imagining. Participants throw dried cow manure for distance and accuracy. It's a messy but oddly entertaining rural tradition. 43. Lawn chair balloon races. Inspired by backyard tinkerers, participants attach helium balloons to lawn chairs and race to see who can stay airborne the longest, or travel the farthest without popping too many balloons. 44. Fireball soccer. In this fiery twist on soccer, players use a soccer ball that's been set on fire. The challenge? Avoiding burns while trying to score goals. It's an intense and fiery version of a beloved sport. 45. Boot throwing. Similar to haggis hurling, but less messy. Participants toss boots as far as they can, often incorporating unique throwing styles or techniques. 46. Watermelon seed. Spitting. A classic fairground competition, this sport challenges participants to spit watermelon seeds as far as possible. It's surprisingly competitive, with a focus on technique and lung power. 47. Competitive yo-yoing. Yo-yo enthusiasts take their skills to the next level, performing mind-blowing tricks in front of judges. It's a combination of technical skill, creativity, and showmanship. 48. Ice fishing derbies. Braving freezing temperatures, anglers compete to catch the largest fish through tiny holes drilled in frozen lakes. It's as much about patience as it is about skill. 49. Soapbox derby racing. Kids and adults alike build homemade gravity-powered cars and race them downhill. It's a nostalgic nod to simpler times, with plenty of creativity and engineering involved. 50. Extreme croquet. Forget perfectly manicured lawns. This version of croquet is played in rugged, uneven terrain. Players navigate through forests, hills, and streams, making every swing a true challenge. 51. Donkey basketball. Basketball meets chaos as players ride donkeys around the court, trying to shoot hoops. The donkeys, however, have their own ideas, often refusing to cooperate or wandering off mid-play. 52. Shovel racing. Participants race downhill on snow-covered slopes while riding, you guessed it, shovels. It's a simple but exhilarating sport with plenty of wipeouts. 53. Banana derby. In this spectacle, monkeys dressed as jockeys race around a track while riding dogs. It's an unusual pairing, but the sheer unpredictability of the event keeps crowds entertained. 54. Ice sculpture, speed carving. Artists compete to create stunning ice sculptures against the clock. With chainsaws and chisels in hand, they transform blocks of ice into masterpieces before time runs out, or the ice starts melting. 55. Belly flop contests. The goal? Create the loudest splash and the most crowd-pleasing flop by leaping into a pool, belly first. Painful? Probably. Entertaining? Absolutely. 56. Big wheel racing. Adults relive their childhoods by racing oversized tricycles down city streets. It's fast, silly, and filled with plenty of wipeouts. 57. Kite fighting. This aerial duel pits kite against kite, with the goal of cutting your opponent's string using your own. It's a mix of precision, strategy, and a little luck, all set against the backdrop of colorful skies. 58. Extreme bar stool racing. Participants race motorized bar stools down straightaways and around sharp turns. It's part racing, part comedy, as these unstable contraptions often tip over mid-race. 59. Sheep riding, mutton bustin'. In this rodeo-inspired sport for kids, young participants hold onto sheep for as long as possible as the animals sprint across an arena. It's adorable, hilarious, and surprisingly competitive. 60. Flamingo croquet. A whimsical twist on traditional croquet, players use flamingo-shaped mallets to knock balls through wickets. Sometimes the flamingos are real plastic lawn ornaments, because why not? 61. Running with the bulls. A true adrenaline sport, participants race through narrow streets alongside bulls. It's a risky event that has made a name for itself in Spain but has inspired similar events worldwide. 62. Competitive speed climbing. Taking rock climbing to the extreme, participants race up vertical walls in record time. It's a test of strength, agility, and nerves, as one wrong move can cost valuable seconds. 63. Pancake racing. This British-inspired sport involves running while flipping pancakes in a skillet. The challenge? Keeping the pancake intact while racing to the finish line. 64. Frozen turkey bowling. Using frozen turkeys as bowling balls, participants aim for pins set up on icy lanes. It's slippery, silly, and perfectly suited for the winter season. 65. Soap bubble sports. Giant soap bubbles take center stage in competitions where participants aim to create the biggest, most intricate, or longest-lasting bubbles. It's mesmerizing and oddly relaxing to watch. 66. Couch vaulting. Athletes use a springboard to leap over couches, often adding flips or tricks for extra flair. It's part parkour, part gymnastics, and entirely bizarre. 67. Outhouse racing. Teams race wheeled outhouses, yes, portable toilets, down a track. Each team pushes their contraption while one member rides inside. It's as ridiculous as it sounds. 68. Human bowling. Players climb into giant inflatable balls and roll themselves down a lane, aiming to knock over oversized pins. It's part sport, part carnival game, and always a crowd pleaser. 69. Marshmallow blowing contests. Competitors blow marshmallows through a tube, trying to launch them as far as possible. It's simple, sticky, and surprisingly competitive. 70. Grocery cart racing. Teams race through parking lots and souped-up grocery carts, complete with wild decorations. It's fast, funny, and just chaotic enough to keep things exciting. 71. Cardboard tube fighting. In this whimsical sport, participants duel with cardboard tubes. The goal? Be the last one standing with your tube intact. It's all about strategy, speed, and a surprising amount of finesse. 72. Cardboard boat racing. If it's made of cardboard, can it float? That's the challenge in this quirky competition. Teams design and build boats from cardboard and duct tape, then race them across water. Spoiler, most of them don't make it. 73. Competitive pumpkin chucking. Teams build elaborate contraptions like catapults or air cannons to launch pumpkins as far as possible. The results are explosive, messy, and highly entertaining. 74. Backward running races. Just like a regular race, but participants run backward. It's harder than it looks and adds a unique twist to traditional track events. 75. Log rolling. Competitors balance on floating logs in water, trying to spin their opponent off while staying upright themselves. It's a combination of agility, strength, and sheer determination. 76. Duct tape regattas. Similar to cardboard boat racing, but with an extra layer of creativity. Participants construct boats entirely out of duct tape and plastic, then race them across a body of water. The results? Hilarious and often very wet. 77. Dodgeball on trampolines. Take the already intense game of dodgeball, then add trampolines for extra height and chaos. The result is a high-flying, fast-paced sport that's both fun to play and watch. 78. Swamp football. Played in a muddy, swampy field, This version of football adds a slippery, wild twist to every move. It's not for the faint of heart. 79. Snow kayaking. Instead of water, competitors race kayaks down snowy slopes. It's thrilling, slippery, and a perfect way to add a twist to winter sports. 80. Extreme hammock racing. Teams set up hammocks as quickly as possible, often in challenging locations like cliffs or trees. The fastest setup wins, but style and creativity often play a role too. 81. Office chair racing. Participants race wheeled office chairs through obstacle courses, sometimes while wearing business attire. It's a hilarious nod to workplace boredom turned competitive. 82. Ice cream eating contests. Like other eating competitions, but with a frosty twist. Participants must deal with brain freezes while racing to finish their ice cream. It's as fun to watch as it is painful to experience. 83. Extreme ironing. Picture this. You're hanging off a cliff balancing on a tiny ledge, and instead of holding on for dear life, you're smoothing wrinkles out of a shirt. That's extreme ironing, a sport for thrill seekers who refuse to compromise on style. 84. Grape stomping competitions. Participants stomp grapes in barrels, aiming to produce the most juice within a time limit. It's a fun and messy homage to traditional winemaking. 85. Beer mile races. In this sport, participants alternate between running laps and chugging beers. The combination of athleticism and drinking endurance makes for a wild and unpredictable event. 86. Competitive speed knitting. Knitting isn't just a leisurely hobby, it's a race. Participants try to complete intricate patterns as quickly as possible, all while maintaining quality and accuracy. 87. Blindfolded bowling. Bowling, but with an added challenge. You can't see the pins. Participants rely on muscle memory and their teammates' guidance, resulting in some truly unpredictable outcomes. 88. Urban golf. Instead of traditional golf courses, players navigate city streets, parks, and alleys using makeshift holes and obstacles. It's creative, fun, and a great way to explore urban areas. 89. Competitive plate spinning. Participants spin plates on sticks, trying to keep as many going as possible without dropping them. It's a blend of dexterity, concentration, and pure chaos. 90. Egg toss competitions. In this classic game, teams toss a raw egg back and forth, taking steps further apart with each successful catch. The result? Plenty of laughter and broken eggs. 91. Tractor racing. Farmers race their powerful tractors around tracks, navigating tight corners and obstacles. It's slow but extremely entertaining and often includes spectacular crashes. 92. Stiletto racing. In this quirky competition, participants race while wearing high heels, often on uneven or challenging terrain. It's a true test of balance, speed, and pain tolerance. 93. Stone skipping. The goal of stone skipping is to get a stone to skip as many times as possible across the water. The technique involves precision and timing to achieve perfect skips. 94. Bubble wrap popping contests. This sport challenges participants to pop as much bubble wrap as possible within a time limit. The sound is oddly satisfying, and the strategies people develop are surprisingly clever. 95. Snow snorkeling. Think of snorkeling in water, but replace the ocean with deep snow. Competitors swim through snowdrifts, often racing to a finish line. It's hilarious and absolutely ridiculous. 96. Human chess. In this life-sized chess game, people act as the pieces, moving across a giant board. It's a mix of strategy and drama, with each move bringing the game to life. 97. Pancake flipping relays. Teams pass pancakes on spatulas while navigating an obstacle course. Dropping the pancake means starting over, adding a layer of tension to this light-hearted race. 98. Ice golf. Golf, but on frozen lakes. Players navigate icy hazards, slippery conditions, and frigid temperatures to sink their shots. It's a unique twist on a classic sport. 99. Competitive kite flying. Not to be confused with kite fighting, This sport focuses on precision and creativity. Flyers choreograph intricate routines, often set to music to wow the judges and audience. 100. Human catapulting. Participants are flung through the air from a massive catapult into a water landing. It's a daring, adrenaline-pumping spectacle for thrill seekers. 101. Extreme window cleaning. Window washers take their craft to the next level by performing daring stunts and acrobatics while cleaning skyscraper windows. It's part sport, part performance art, and fully breathtaking. From chasing cheese to racing ostriches, America's creativity really knows no limits when it comes to fun and competition. Honestly, I can't decide if I'd be better at backward running or belly flopping. So, which of these sports would you try? Or maybe you've already tried one. Let me know in the comments. Your answers always make my day, and honestly, your engagement helps this channel reach even more people who'd love to learn about these quirky sports. See you soon!